Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to cover the Vision IAS monthly magazine of May 2025 and we will be covering environment section in this part. Now, I have prepared a test from this particular section. So after watching this video, please try to attempt this test. It is freely available on the Civils Academy app. The link is given in the description box. After that test, you will realize that how you should cover current affairs from UPSC Prelims as well as UPSC Mains perspective. Okay, now let's start. First is related to three conventions, that is Basel Convention, Rotterdam Convention and Stockholm Convention. Now recently they were in news because of their 17th, 12th and 12th convention or meeting that was organized in Geneva. So first thing first you need to keep in mind is that it was organized in Geneva. Now just remember three things about these convention. The Basel Convention is related to hazardous waste. Just remember this thing. See, over a period of time, if you will cover current affairs continuously, the information will build up. So just remember the basic thing about these issues as of now. Over a period of time, they will keep on repeating again and again. Second is Rotterdam Convention, that is related to prior informed consent. In a very simple sense, you cannot export these chemicals to other country until unless that country give explicit permission to do so. Prior informed consent, that means they have given consent in advance. Third is Stockholm Convention, that is for persistent organic pollutants. That simply means it is very difficult to get rid of these pollutants. So just remember three things. Basel, that is related to hazardous waste. Rotterdam, this is related to PIC, that is prior informed consent. And Stockholm, this is related to POP, that is persistent organic pollutants. Next is related to biological diversity access and benefit sharing regulation. Now understand, in a very simple sense, there is a term or there is a concept ABS, access and benefit sharing. It simply means whenever you are utilizing the biological resources, you need to share those benefits with the local communities which have given information regarding it. That is how this ABS rule functions. Let me give you oversimplified explanation for that. Let's say local communities are using turmeric as a medicine. Now some pharma company have found that out and they have started using it commercially. So whatever will be the benefit, that benefit will have to be shared with the local communities. That means whatever will be the commercial benefit from that particular turmeric which is earned by the company, that has to be shared with the local communities. So that is why it was in news. Now recently NBA, that is National Biological or National Biodiversity Authority, has introduced new rules. Now these rules are introduced under Biological Diversity or Biodiversity Act of 2002. Three important things. A, new rules. New rules for what purpose? These new rules are for ABS. What is ABS? Access and benefit sharing. That simply means if you are using these biological resources, you need to share the benefit with the local communities as well. Okay, these rules are notified by whom? By NBA. What is NBA? National Biodiversity Authority. This is set up under Biological or Biodiversity Act of 2002. Users need to remember this thing. Now under this there is a provision of DIS. That DIS is basically digital sequence information. Understand it. The genetic material sequence, if it is presented in digital format, that is basically referred as a digital sequence information. Sorry, this is going to be DSI, digital sequence information. In a very simple sense, sequence information in what format? In digital format. And what is the sequence information? This is information of genetic material. Okay, that is something which you need to keep in mind from this particular topic. Next is related to the Cali Fund on DSI. What was DSI? We just covered digital sequence information. In a very simple sense, the sequence information presented in digital format, that is in the format of online content. Now understand, there is a CBD. What is CBD? Convention on Biological Diversity. The COP16, that is Conference of Parties number 16 of the CBD, was organized in Cali in Colombia. And during that, this Cali Fund on DSI was announced. So what will be the objective? As the name suggests, it will be for DSI, Digital Sequence Information. So this will help in access and benefit sharing. So this Cali Fund for the fair and equitable sharing of the benefit from the use of digital sequence information on the genetic resources. This was launched at COP16. COP16 basically refers to Conference of Parties number 16. Now understand, this fund will be operated by UNDP and UNEP. Cali Fund. This will be operated by UNDP and UNEP. So in a very simple sense, what will be the objective? Objective is to ensure that if the business uses these genetic resources, they need to support the local communities. Next is related to Himalayan mountain system ecology. In a very simple sense, the recent summit was organized for the conservation of Himalayas, and in that, the name of the event was Sagarmatha Samvad, that was organized in Nepal for the conservation of the mountain ecosystem. Now understand 2-3 important things about mountains. Himalayan mountain is fold mountain. Now recently Nepal was also in news because of Yala glacier, which we are going to cover in later part. So just remember these two things in this case. Next is related to urban flood. See, because of industrialization, the urbanization is increasing, and because of urbanization, rapid urbanization, there is a lack of drainage facility, and that's why whenever there will be rainfall, there is a risk of urban flood or flash flood. So understand, urbanization is mentioned in your society topic. So urbanization is important not only from GS1 perspective, it is also important from the disaster management, that is GS3 perspective. Apart from that, it is correlated to environment also. So it is having significance in different papers. Now understand 2-3 things. A, urban flood. Why? Because of lack of drainage facility, heavy rainfall and lack of drainage facility. So urbanization is a byproduct of industrialization. If there will be industries, there will be urbanization. Now, this urbanization is important for GS1, that is society, GS3, that is from the perspective of disaster, and from the perspective of environment and biodiversity. And this one is for society. Next is related to GIAHS, that is basically the program of FAO. What is the full form? Globally important agricultural heritage system. Just understand, these are important agricultural heritage system. Agricultural heritage system means what? These are the conventional or traditional agricultural systems which are being preserved as a heritage. So three important, or actually two important terms are there. A, heritage, and B, agriculture. So these are the agricultural practices which are being preserved as a heritage. These sites are preserved as a part of FAO program, that is GIAHS. What is FAO? Food and Agriculture Organization. So just remember, they are the agricultural practices which are being conserved. Now recently 6 new sites were included in this program. You need not to mug up. Just understand that in case of India, there are 3 such sites. So two probable question from this topic is that it is a program of, so it is a program of FAO. Second is, how many sites are there in India? So one is Kashmir saffron. Second is Koraput agriculture practice. This is in Odisha. This is in Kashmir, as the name suggests, and this is in Kerala. That is Kuttanad farming. So this is in Kerala, and this is in Odisha. Next is related to Supreme Court struck down the retrospective environmental clearance. See, understand, there is a term or there is a concept EIA, Environment Impact Assessment. That simply means whenever you are approving a project, first you need to find out what will be its impact on the environment. That is basically referred as EIA, Environment Impact Assessment. Based on that, the project is approved or disapproved. Now, retrospective approval basically means the project is working, it does not have environmental clearance, but once it has started working, then the environmental clearance was issued from the back date. In a very simple sense, let's say a new factory was set up in 2025. It does not have environmental clearances as of now. It is functioning, let's say, in 2026. It was issued environmental clearance from the back date, that is from 2025 itself. Recently, Supreme Court said that this is wrong. Why it is wrong? Understand, environment impact assessment should have been done earlier. If it is harmful for environment, why to even allow it? So that's why the Supreme Court has struck down the retrospective environmental clearance. This was done in the One Shakti versus Union of India case. Now understand, the environmental approvals are given as per the provisions of 2006 Environmental Impact Assessment Rules. And these rules allow the approval, but they do not allow the retrospective approval. Retrospective basically means from the back date. So first you need to take approval, then only you can start working on that project. You cannot directly start working, and after starting you cannot seek approval. If government is allowing that kind of approval, then it is going to violate the right to a free environment or clean environment. Now understand one more thing, why government will allow retrospective approvals. Understand, there is a conflict between the environment and development. If the environmental approval process is quite complex, then it will adversely impact the growth and development. So that's why government was allowing retrospective approvals, but now the Supreme Court has said that you cannot do so. Next is related to Commission for Air Quality Management. This has issued directives on a stubble burning. See, understand, this is paddy field. Now there is a crop residue. Crop residue basically means the remaining part of the crop. So this has been harvested and this is still there on the field. Farmers burn it to clean the field. This is basically referred as stubble burning. So this pollutes the environment. To address this problem, the CAQM, that is Commission for Air Quality Management, has issued guidelines that you should not do it. Now the CAQM is a statutory body. Just remember, it is set up as per the CAQM in NCR and Adjoining Areas Act of 2021. So these two things are quite important. Next is related to National Center for Polar and Ocean Research. First thing first, it is, as the name suggests, for polar and ocean research. It is under Ministry of Earth Science. Why it was in use? Because it completed 25 years. Next is related to Global Methane Tracker. Now this is a report which is released by IEA, that is International Energy Agency. Methane is a greenhouse gas. That simply means it is responsible for the global warming. In fact, 1/3 of the global warming is because of the methane. Roughly 30% of the global warming is because of methane. Next is related to Asiatic lion population. So understand, Asiatic lions are found in the Gir National Park of Gujarat, and India is home to Asiatic lions. Recently it was in news because their population has increased from the 674 in 2020 to 891. They are found in Gir National Park. Next is related to study on the snow leopard in Ladakh. So basically this study found out that there are 477 snow leopard in Ladakh, and it is the highest density in India. That means the highest density of snow leopards in India. They are found in Hemis National Park, Kargil and Leh. Next is related to Operation Olivia. Understand, this is regular exercise which is being conducted to protect the sea turtles. So this is conducted by Indian Coast Guard to protect the sea turtles. Next is related to Srapchu Conservation Reserve. So just remember one thing, that it was recently declared as India's largest conservation reserve, and it is situated in Spiti Valley in Himachal Pradesh. Next is related to Yala Glacier. So it was declared dead, and it became Asia's first glacier to be declared dead. Now, what is the meaning of this term dead? Dead simply means a glacier is declared dead when it is shrinking. The size is shrinking because of global warming or because of some other factor. In fact, the Oggul Glacier of Iceland was the first one to be declared dead because of climate change. And this one is the first one in Asia. First in Asia to be declared dead. Next is related to solar panel efficiency norm relaxed. Understand, we are trying to generate renewable energy, and one of the major dependency for that is solar energy. For that we need solar panels. Now the efficiency of solar panel is determined from the fact that how much sunlight, or basically how much sunlight is converted into electricity. If the panel is able to produce more electricity from the same sunlight, it is highly efficient. If it is able to produce less electricity, it is relatively lower efficient. Recently, the government has relaxed the norms for the efficiency of the solar panel. That simply means even the lower efficiency panels are allowed. Why so? Because for higher efficiency panels, we were dependent on the imports. So that's why government said you can use even the lower efficiency solar panels. So that is why this entire issue was in news. This is allowed for off grid. Off grid simply means they are not connected to the main grid. For example, you have house in remote area, you can install these lower efficiency solar panels. So through that you can generate electricity. They are not connected to grid, so these are approved for off grid rural solar projects. Now if we talk about the specific details, so this is allowed for those modules which are having the capacity of less than 200 watt. Next is related to e-methanol plant in Denmark. Now understand, this is first of its kind plant, and that's why it is important. So what is this e-methanol? Just remember, this is combination of two things. One is green hydrogen, and second is carbon capture. Carbon capture basically means the carbon dioxide from the environment or from the atmosphere has been captured. What is this green hydrogen? It simply means hydrogen produced through renewable energy. Renewable energy. Okay. Now understand one more thing, how hydrogen is produced. So basically water is being split into hydrogen and oxygen, and for the splitting we need renewable energy. That simply means for splitting we need energy. In this case we are using renewable energy, that's why it is being referred as green hydrogen. Now we are going to use green hydrogen plus carbon capture to produce methanol. This is referred as e-methanol. So that is why it was in use, because the first such plant was operationalized in Denmark. This is world's first. That's why it is important. Next is related to regional integrated multi-hazard early warning system. As the name suggests, it is early warning system for a specific region, that is about Indian Ocean region. So it was set up after 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. Recently it was in news because of its fourth ministerial conference, which was organized in Colombo in Sri Lanka. The main headquarters of this regional center is in Thailand in the Asian Institute of Technology. Next is related to longest banana infructescence. Infructescence basically means a cluster of the fruits. Cluster basically means group of fruits, group of fruit stems. Okay, recently the longest banana in fructosens was found in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So just remember two things. What is this in fructosens? It simply means a cluster of fruits. And recently, the longest banana in fructosens was found in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Next is related to, and in fact, the last news is related to atmospheric memory. Atmospheric memory simply means the atmosphere have its own memory. It remembers what had happened in the last time. So recently, the scientists have found that the atmosphere is having its own memory, and based on that, the climatic conditions vary. That simply means it remember what had happened during the last time, and subsequently the current weather phenomena will change accordingly. So previously there was belief that the monsoon are mainly driven because of sunlight alone. But now the recent study had said that apart from sunlight, even the atmospheric memory also affect the monsoon. And this concept is basically referred as bistability. What is this bistability? It simply means the same quantity or same sunlight may lead to dry condition, may lead to good rainfall depending on the situation of atmosphere last time. So it simply says that apart from sunlight, even the water vapor history also impact the rainfall. So these were the important issues mentioned in the environment section of Vision IAS. Now test, please attempt the test and you will realize that how much information you were able to retain. Thank you.